So you made that decision. You had already kind of been leading up to like, I'm going to, I might, I'm not sure. And you were going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
But at what point did you finally say, okay, here's what I've got, I'm going? Because I've got to imagine like, I mean, I know your story, right? Because that's how we met. And it was just, I will never forget that day, right? But for the listeners that don't, it wasn't just 8 years of like, I'm blissful and everything's great. And then I'm saving up and I'm writing in a journal. It was almost like you had to, like you said, trick yourself to believing that, you know what, I'm going to do this one day. I don't know when,
Yeah.
but not right now, but I just need a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and I recommend this for anybody, like anybody listening right now who's going through this, who's going through the back and the forth. One of the mindset shifts that I had, which is, what Rachel's talking about right now, is I stopped saving to leave.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much anxiety around like, okay, I'm going to leave, but then like, I haven't been on my own for like freaking almost a decade at this point. Like, how am I going to do this? And like, what if it doesn't work? And then he's telling me all the time, like, oh, thank goodness you have me. If you were on your own, you'd be living in a dumpster. If you were off on your own, you'd be barely paying your bills. You wouldn't even be able to live. Remember how it was? Like he would constantly be reminding me. And he was right. I was still making no money. Like if you look at what he was paying me, I was making no money. Like,
And you didn't have anything of your own.
Yeah. And then the little piddly that's coming in through my own, it took some time to grow.
Right.
So this whole time that I'm doing it, then in my head, he's always like, oh, you only have what you have because of me. If you didn't have me, you'd have nothing. You'd have nobody. You'd have nothing. Which is all according to what has happened up to this point, true.
Right.
And so to leave is scary.
Yeah.
So I was almost self-sabotaging myself so much, like between the love bombing and leaving. Like I'm going to leave, I'm going to stay. I'm going to leave, I'm going to stay. I'm going to leave, I'm going to stay. Then on top of that, this underlying just message of like, I can't do it by myself anyways.
Right.
There's so much heaviness. So what I did is I changed my mindset from I'm leaving once I get enough money to a choice. I wanted there to be a choice that if I decided to stay or if I decided to go, the money's there. I have money. It's not hurting anybody. Nothing happens. If I decide to stay, it's still there. Nothing happens. Nobody blows up. And if I decide to leave, then it is there. If I decide to leave and then I have a safe getaway and then I can get something nice for me and my son and I don't have to be living in a dumpster. And with that just little shift, so much changed for me.
That was another way you kind of like tricked yourself.
Yeah. Then it wasn't so heavy. It wasn't so like, I can't breathe. I'm trying to like go through all of this mentally and I'm trying to build businesses and I'm trying to save and I'm trying to leave. Oh my girl, like talk about anxiety.
I'm sure. So it probably decreased some of the anxiety.
Yeah.
At least the part that you don't have to know what you're doing.
It did. Yeah. Absolutely. Even just saying it right now, I just remember how it felt. It just felt like I had a choice. It felt free. It felt powerful.
Liberating, it sounds like.
Yeah, totally. It's like, dude, I got like a swag now. I got some choices now on what I can do and not do. Even when I only had a couple $1,000s, I still felt that. I still felt some swag. I was like, I can do things,
Yeah.
But I didn't end up leaving until I had made 50 grand. So I made 50 grand. And I had put money on a rental. I had put money down on a rental to pay it off.
How are you able to do all this with him? Like, I mean, you're working for him, you're living with him. He's probably somebody who's overseeing a lot of things that you were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? There's always, and I mean this with so much love and so much understanding, like, don't feel offended and don't feel heaviness by this, but there's always loopholes.
Right.
If you're not, and again, not trying to trigger anybody, not trying to like minimize anything, but if you're not chained to a basement, there's loopholes. They cannot follow you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have to go to work. They have friends. They go out. They also have activities. He was a huge golfer. right? That's 4 hours during the day when I'm unsupervised.
Right.
So I'm sitting here for 8 years being like, oh, I can't get out. I'm a prisoner. And then one day I'm looking around, I'm trying to find options for myself. I'm like, dude, 4 hours,
Right.
3 to 4 times a week he's going golfing. I have full reign. Never had occurred to me before.
Right.
Now I see this, right? Now this is when I can do some shopping for my place. I can go looking for a place.
Right.
Right? I can hook up with a realtor and go look at some places for a few hours. It didn't even occur to me because I was in such a mindset of I can't. I'm a prisoner. You know, there's no way out. He has all my money. He has all the options. He has all the answers. I can't do anything. I have no way. Then once I started changing my mindset to, you know, what if?
Right. What if you could?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And once I started, once I kind of went from like, I can't, never, oh, stop, prisoner, to like, well, what if I could get out? Well, what would it look like?
Right.
Then all of a sudden, all these doors opened of like, dude, there is time. He sleeps in. He sleeps until 11 o'clock every day when he's not golfing. And if he is golfing, then he's getting up at 7 and he's gone for 4 or 5 hours. No. Tons of time to open up an eBay store and list, to open up a freelance Fiverr store, open up a freelance Fiverr store, and then actually do the videos, you know, do the work that I needed to do the freelance that I needed to do in order to create these customers for myself. All of this, like, oh, I don't have time. Dude, there was so much time when I really sat back and looked at it.
Right.